Good morning, this is Peter from Zzipp Media here in Weymouth, Dorset, UK. This morning I went down to the Weymouth Town Council offices here in Weymouth to the Community Networking Event. Now this is held on quite a regular basis where people all get together and network. Today I was invited to go down and do a pitch about Zzipp Media, which I did. I was going to video just my own pitch, but then I was asked if I could do videos for other people who are doing pitches as well. So this is just 4 other pitches that people did. When they were asked by the organizer, I said yes, but they must give permission for me to film them, if that was all right. And I said, you will tell them that it's going on my YouTube channel. Would that be all right? So the 4 that came forward said, yes, that's fine. So I have their permission to do this. So let's get on with the video.
In 6 months, there is definitely a need in this area. Referrals come from various organisations, social care to health visitors, outreach, Lantern, Christians Against Poverty, Citizens Advice, you name it, they come. And we also get them from the baby bank when they're obviously needy mums. A few examples I think are helpful. One, a homeless man came in soon after we started. He just wanted a pair of waterproof shoes. Fortunately, we had them in his size. Nothing else, he had to carry everything. He actually came back a couple of weeks ago. He's very happily in a tent and loves it. But his main problem is rats. And so had we got any sort of plastic containers, so we furnished him with a lot of that, nice tea and coffee jars with good lids, etc. Fortunately, we did have a cool box. And he took quite a bit of warm clothing. Another example, elderly woman who had her health support worker brought her. She was finally going to go back into the community, and she had been found some accommodation, but she had nothing. So she was helped with sheets, towels, crockery, warm clothing again. Warm clothing is essential, obviously, with people on a low income, with the electric bills, etc. And just one more example, a young woman, she was a mum, just been found accommodation, so she was furnished with pots and pans, crockery, cutlery, a bit of warm clothing. Again, she wanted men's warm clothing to keep her warm in her place in the winter. And also we do have lots of electrical small stuff, all pack tested. So microwaves, kettles, toasters, she had all of this. We've even had a donation of an air fryer, which was wonderful. We've helped a number of refugees too during the time. So yes, our main demand is for warm clothing and homeware. Right, over to Helen.
Well, we're just going to tell you a little bit about our current situation. As Elaine said, we started in 2019. In a garage at the back of the Lantern with boxes of all sorts of baby clothes and a few buggies that folded up, but we very quickly outgrew that space. And in 2021, DJ Properties offered us very large premises on the Granbury estate. And they offered that free of charge. It was extremely generous of them. And we've since moved to another property owned by them. So we've had that for 4 years, and we're very, very grateful to them. And during that time, our numbers have really grown, as Elaine said. Since the beginning of this year, we've been supporting an average of 30 families every week, and quite a lot of those are referred by health visitors, social workers, midwives, other professionals. However, DJ Properties now wish to redevelop our large unit and to rent it out, so we have to move. And they have offered us a smaller unit, which we think we can make it work, but that's only rent-free for 3 months. And by the end of August, if we wish to continue to be in that building, we have to start paying rent. We've been offered it at half price, but with VAT and business rates, this will be about £1,200 a month. So ideally, we'd like to find a large unit somewhere that we could use as a permanent home. Nothing's come up so far. If nothing else is offered, we need to try and raise enough funds to rent the property offered by DJ. We're all volunteers. We're not used to having to fill in funding applications, and we've had quite a lot of help from the Baby Bank Alliance we're part of. It's a nationwide group to support baby banks, but I'm sure, as lots of you know, it's very time consuming filling in all these applications, and time's kind of running out really. So if you know of any premises that might be suitable, or you can give us any help with ideas for fundraising, we'd be very grateful. We all feel really passionate about family matters. We know that we're an invaluable support to families, and we will be devastated if we have to.
We will.
But also, if any of you know of a room that is free, we might have to think about pop-ups. I mean, that's going to be a problem, but at the moment we have no storage, or we won't after August. Thank you.
So hello, I'm Victoria from the Park Community Centre. I've been trustee for about, it's 3 years now. So basically it was a well-established charity. It had been there for a long time. When we came in, we sort of updated things, but also it was really only serving a very small section of our community. So I'm Park District. We're in a massive area of deprivation. We're in the top 10 of the whole of the UK for areas of deprivation. So I just wanted to say a little bit about that. Everyone says this word deprivation. I don't think people really actually think about what it means. So it has far-reaching effects on the whole community, and one of the main things it affects is families and young people. So that's sort of been one of the things we've sort of carried forward. So we're starting loads of projects to just help, basically. We've got a community pantry we're trying to get underway. We're looking for volunteers. There'll be more about that as we're setting it up. One of the things that's been really, really great, actually, is our youth project. So we're currently feeding up to 40 teenagers hot meals every week. We've been taking them on trips. We've been doing a lot of community projects. So for all of you that have community projects, like I was thinking of you as well, I have a little army of teenagers that have got loads of energy, because a lot of them have ADHD, so they're like little balls of energy. But if you give them a task, they will smash it. So that's one of the things we've been trying to do, is encourage that into generational projects, into like just getting them that sense of community that doesn't always come naturally to everyone. We have a lot of kids that are sort of labelled as antisocial, which really annoys me, because they're not, they're just kids being kids. So like it's important. It helps with the reputation of Park District as well, which is a big thing. You sort of say Park District and everyone goes, oh. But we offer, our main services, we have lots of different groups. So we are happy for people to come in and run their own groups, but we also have groups that we run. We have quite an established table tennis group that's very, very serious about what they do. We have short mat bowls. We currently have Home Start using us. We have all sorts of different groups, and basically we run on the ethos that we want that cradle to grave approach. So it doesn't matter what age you are, if there's something we can do to help, that's what we want to do. We have stuff like clothing rails, nappies, we found all sorts of people are using us. So we do have the local people, but especially with the young people, we have kids that are coming from Portland. We have kids that are walking from Littlemore to Park District to come and get a hot meal and then walking back again. So that sort of gives you a bit of an idea. And they'll tell you the same. All young people tell you that there's nothing to do in Weymouth. there's nothing to do in Weymouth. So we're like, if we can get them busy doing community stuff, like it's a good thing because it keeps them out of trouble for a start. They learn new skills, but also they're great company. We've had them drop into our coffee morning with the elderly people just to like spark different sorts of conversations, you know. Like, I think that's really, really important. So I'm really, really proud of our little community centre. Like we've achieved a lot. The last 2 Christmases we've served over 140. This year we did 180 Christmas dinners. We have a lot of kids in care in our area. So we have supported housing. Last year we did 27 Christmas presents. The year before we did 20. This year we're hoping to smash that even more and go over all of the kids in care in Weymouth. So to fund that, we are currently arranging a huge big youth open day. Still waiting to confirm. I was hoping I'd have the venue and everything so I could be like, yeah. But what I'll do, I've got cards. If you're interested, please give us a shout because we would love to have all of your community projects at our big open day. But it's going to be a big music festival celebrating everything, young people, families. So yeah, if there's anything we can do for you, please let us know. We hire out the whole centre. We have a meeting room. We also have a full-size snooker table, which is a really good selling point. So yeah, like just if there's anything we can do to help you, just let us know. We are all about collaboration because we think that's what makes Weymouth wonderful. Is the fact we all work together and we all help each other. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so my name's Emily. I'm representing Wessex Musical Theatre today to come and talk to you about our upcoming production of Oliver at Weymouth Pavilion at the end of May. Wessex Musical Theatre was formed back in 1922 as Weymouth Operatic Society. Changed our name a few years ago to basically promote that we're not just an opera society. Originally we were doing operettas from Gilbert and Sutherland, moving on to Rodgers and Hammerstein and then to more present musicals. With the exception of the war years and obviously COVID, Wessex Musical Theatre has put on 2 productions every single year. One at Weymouth Pavilion, which is our largest production, full scale, set, music and everything, and then our Christmas one at Hope Church over in Brewers Quay. Following COVID, we also joined with Nose Fort and put on a Songs in the Sun picnic style concert, and we are glad to be back there in August again with it for our 3rd year, I think it is this time. We're also taking part in the VE Day concert on the beach on the 10th of May, which we will be doing some Oliver songs but also other musical songs along the lines. What I wanted to talk to you about today is basically to explain that to put on a large show, it can cost us in the range of £30,000 to £45,000 to put on this show. It's not a small production. When we're at the pavilion, this year will be costing us at least £6,000 flat rate to just hire the pavilion, on top of which we then have ticket levies, sound and lighting equipment, props, scenery, costumes. This year we are aiming to try and do our own costumes from our store, but obviously we are having to borrow from other places and provide funds for. To be able to break even this year, we will need to sell 2,500 tickets. So I'm here today to try and promote basically. We've got a superb cast of talented children and adults this year from all walks of life within the Dorset area. Alongside those, we've got a dedicated stage crew that help us every single year with moving scenery, making sure props are in the right place. They are brilliant. They are we couldn't do the show without our backstage crew. We are always looking for more volunteers, so if anybody knows anybody that would like to help backstage, please let us know. Every year we also have a chosen charity, and this year we've chosen to support Weymouth Women's Refuge with our bucket collection at the end of our performances. It goes alongside the story of Nancy within Oliver and supporting them. Alongside them, we will also be aiming to do a food bank collection, not only within our rehearsal schedules, we will get our cast to bring in bits for food bank, but we'll also be asking our patrons coming down to the pavilion to bring an item of something with them. We'll have some baskets out that they can collect, and then we're hoping to collect enough to support both Weymouth Food Bank and also the Nest, because we know they're both very, very important to us. I would be really grateful if you guys would kindly grab posters. I've got A4s, A5s. I've put some little business cards onto your table. Spread them around, spread the word. We need to sell tickets. And obviously, the more tickets we sell, the more we can give back to other people. But thank you very much.
Good morning. Many people do know me for various reasons. And I'm Linda Stevenson, and we're from Love Dogs. And Love Dogs is not just about dogs. It's also about caring for our environment. And if you have a look at our board back there, it tells you lots of things about us. We do also rely on volunteers, and we have some amazing ones again. So we're all inclusive, so that means you don't have to have a dog. We do weekly waggy walks, so that means that you come out in the fresh air with us and walk with our dogs. All the dogs are on leads, and we actually have dogs that are reactive as well as dogs that are already well managed. And during those walks, we found that more and more that the dogs that have problems will actually settle, and we have a lot of rescue dogs in our walks. So that's something that we encourage people to come along to. As I say, you don't have to have a dog to join us. Once a week, on a Monday, you'll find us walking in Weymouth or Portland, or even Chickerell, where we're going to start to have a weekly walk or monthly walk there. So please follow us on our Facebook page. At the moment, it's a bit confusing because we did start off as Weymouth and Portland, but just realised that we wanted to be outside the area as well. So we're now Love Dogs West Dorset. And you can find us, as I say, through our Facebook pages. We don't have a website because we are sort of like a non-profit group, and we've only just started. We started in January of this year, and so far people have been very receptive of our work, and we hope that more people will join us. We've got an event at the end of May, and it's a dog show, but we want to invite our community. I'm going to hand over to Chris, who's going to explain a bit more.
Hello everybody. I would have to speak into that.
Yeah.
Firstly, I just need to say and admit that I have hearing impairment, so I really appreciate people projecting their voice to my face and look at me when they speak. Really appreciate that. I've got a bit of community work history in Weymouth, but I've actually been living in rural France for 14 years and came back with a rescue dog. But also I followed Weymouth. I've been stalking all the Facebook pages over the years I've been away to keep in touch with the community. And I'm so relieved and pleased to see some well-known faces to me anyway. So I came on board what Linda's doing because she'd been doing it as a volunteer for 10 years with no funds except her own money. So in January we set up Love Dogs and the Environment West Dorset. But because it was started by a group of people that walk locally and pick up the rubbish as they go, we feel the Love Dogs element is very important because it includes support dogs and, well, all dogs. Okay, so I've come on board. Linda's got some events happening. She's got 2 dog shows, one at the end of May at the rugby club and one in September, Pause for Thought, at the No Fort. And we are currently awaiting the results of a funding application to take part in the Weymouth and Portland Culture Towns activities. And I'm here today to tell you about an event called the King's Dip. It's a reenactment, a historical reenactment with the support of a lot of organisations in Weymouth and Portland who are keen to come on board. Specifically, it's to recreate 1789, and rather than talk about it, this tells you everything, and we would love you all to come on board if you could, but it's going to be on the 20th of July, okay? And Linda will pass me around. Thank you very much for your time. Merci beaucoup.
Right, I'm Hilary from Age UK North South West Dorset, and it's important to say that because people think we are the national charity Age UK. We are separate. There are over 100 local Age UKs that provide the local services, and then there's National Age UK that does all the campaigning, provides us with information, fact sheets, things like that. It's important, we don't get funding from a national. So we are separate charities, okay? It's important to say that. We agree to work together because we're all going to the same aid. I'm just going to reel off a load of information. We're there basically for people over the age of 60 and for our welfare benefits for people of state pension age. I look after the independent living service for the Weymouth area. That's why I'm here today. So, free information. Free advice. You just phone up our main office number. We're based at Poundbury now. We've got an office there. Free welfare benefit support, particularly pension credits, attendance allowance. We have a whole wealth of volunteers that can come and actually fill in them forms for people in their homes, which is a great service. Independent living service. I spend most of my time visiting older people who are living by themselves without support of family and friends, very lonely. So we go there and we try to do an assessment to find out, signpost them to other services. Where necessary, if they can't go out and go into these wonderful activities that are going on locally, provide them with a volunteer visitor to visit them once a week. And that's often the only human contact they get for an hour a week, chatting. So you can understand that's really important. Our Good Neighbour service, totally volunteer service. I coordinate this service, do one-off tasks for people. Change a light bulb, put batteries in a remote control, take some rubbish to the tip. One-off, totally free service. We do give them a little donation envelope and suggest a donation of £3, but no problem. Oh, for goodness sake. Free home safety checks. We're funded by the police to do free home safety checks, and we're about to start fitting call blockers on telephones to stop scam calls. Home support service, that's a chargeable service to do domestic work, okay? Handyman service, come and do repairs for you. Foot care service, to get toenails cut. We're now at Lane House Surgery in Weymouth. CST, cognitive stimulation, for people who have a diagnosis of dementia, but also for people who are just worried, not just, but worried, but don't have a diagnosis of dementia. We have our brain training sessions, which we hold at the old Acorns place in Weymouth. We're seated exercise classes and online seated exercise classes. We have an allotment up in Poundbury where we're starting carers groups, men's groups, and meeting up there. Also, our brand new initiative is at Poundbury. People do have to travel, but it's a brand new concept of a day centre. It's called the Hub, where people come for morning or afternoon sessions. Wednesday afternoon session is totally devoted for people with dementia. And the idea is, once that's established, that launches in a week's time, is that we will then have mini hubs going around. There will be one in Weymouth where people can come for a morning or an afternoon session. So if we get the funding for that, we'll be fine. And as always, what will we do without volunteers? I do not know, because we're a very small staff team. Obviously, we do have some paid staff for our home support workers, but the rest are just volunteers, and not just, because they do a wonderful job and really, really important. I'll stop there. Come and see me afterwards if you want to know any more.
My name's Alan. I'm from the Dry Dock. We are an alcohol-free pub based on St Thomas Street, just down the road from here. What I really wanted to talk about today is just what we can do for you, what our venue can offer, and basically what we're currently doing already, because I think not enough people know what and how engaged the community are with the Dry Dock currently. So currently we are an alcohol-free venue. We were initially set up by Sam Watson and myself and Liam. Sam's background, which he's quite proud of, is he's in recovery from alcoholism. He currently works for Drug and Alcohol Services here in Kent. My background is I'm medically retired on health grounds, and we were looking for a place that people who were in similar situations, either mental health, physical health, or issues in their past and whatever, had a safe place that they can come and they could socialise, have that pub type environment, but without the trappings or the worries of drinking in an alcohol-free an alcohol-led establishment, because we know that it can be quite intimidating, aggressive, or tempting, depending on what way you're looking at it. And the Dry Dock, I think, has been very successful. We've been trading now over a year and a half. We've been set up about 2 years. It took us about half a year to get everything set up. We've now evolved into a really good community hub. We have over 20 events that take place every single week, and we run groups. We've got a private space as an office where certain services come in and use it as a one-to-one space or small group space. We have some open groups like our grief group or parental alienation, OCD groups. We have a dyslexia group. We've got a bipolar group. We have so many different groups that although we don't advertise them on the website, they exist there because they do their own advertising, and sometimes people don't want to have labels associated. If we have it all over the windows and everything else, it actually excludes other people in the community. And what we're trying to do is to bring the whole community together. And we don't like labels, hate labels in fact, despise them. And it's probably one of the things that gets us in trouble when we look at our bidding and stuff like that. Okay. But yeah, we have over 20 events. We do live music. We have our pub quiz on a Wednesday night. We have open mics every Friday night. We have space for nearly every single group. If you want to have a support group, if you want to do an event with us, please feel free to come make contact with us. If you are a charity or a service giving your services for free and not being charging for it, we offer a free space on the high street for you to host your events, do your things, as long as we can all put it into our timings, because we are very busy and we do get an awful lot of people interested in using the space. But yeah, we are there for the community, for you guys, and we hope that you guys can support us as well. We are dog friendly as well, so please feel free. We had a dog show come in with 30 dogs one day, and that was an absolute nightmare. But yes, we will try to cater and entertain for absolutely everything and everyone. And we are working quite well with some of the local services such as Reach, such as the Lantern Trust. We do bills workshops. We get advisors from Citizens Advice Bureau that come in, and we have social prescribers that use us, and so on. So we do overlap an awful lot with what your services are doing, and we're more than happy to host anything that you guys would be wanting to engage with us with. And our customers do come in and so on. Some people do decide to pay for drinks, because we do work with a lot of people for the homeless charities, people who are struggling financially, which overlaps with a lot of your groups as well. And if you can come in, donate a few drinks, or if you want to come and buy a few drinks for your service users or whatever, and they can come in, because sometimes it can be a bit embarrassing asking for a free drink or can I have a card and so on and so forth. So it would be really great if you could support that initiative as well. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please come and find me, and I will be gladly talk to you about it, and we can have a conversation and see what we can arrange. But thank you very much.
I started Zzipp Media totally independently on my own, using my own money, in 2006. Between 2006 and 2015, I created a independent podcast, which is available worldwide still, promoting Weymouth, talking about events, people in Weymouth. Then I created a YouTube channel in 2009, and it's been going ever since, which features people from Weymouth, events, scenery, walks, all kinds of things. So, welcome to Zzipp Media, the heart and voice of Weymouth and Portland's vibrant art scene and community spirit since 2006. Based in the stunning town of Weymouth, I'm passionate about bringing people together through creativity, culture and connection. Weymouth and Portland are brimming with artistic talent, from musicians and performers to visual artists and storytellers. With Zzipp Media, I shine a bright spotlight on these incredible local creatives, giving them a platform to share their work with a wider audience. I also cover charities. If any of you use Zoom or Skype, one thing I do on my channel is do interviews. I record the interviews, and then those go on my channel, and those are free to share wherever you want. Embed them in websites or wherever. Whether it's promoting live gigs, art exhibitions or community theatre, I ensure that the cultural heartbeat of our town is seen and heard worldwide, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Totally for free. I don't get funding from anyone. Zzipp Media isn't just about promotion, it's about people. I believe in the power of storytelling and local voices, helping individuals and organisations share their messages in a meaningful way. From grassroots projects to heritage events, I champion what makes Weymouth and Portland truly special. I showcase local events, whether it's a musical festival, an art festival, or a poetry reading. I help spread the word. Promoting independent businesses, I highlight local shops, cafes and creatives who make our town unique, ensuring they reach new customers. Celebrating community projects, from charity initiatives to cultural heritage events, I give back by promoting the causes that matter most in our town. Zzipp Media, based in Weymouth, has a rich history of contributions to local media and community engagement. I campaigned for a local radio station serving Weymouth, Dorchester and Portland. I was a member of the licensing application committee of Weegeray Radio. Wessex FM got the license and became one of the most successful independent radio stations in England. Before that, I campaigned to councillors. I was told, who needs one? Basically go away. But it became successful, and I also launched Weymouth's first podcast, as explained, marking the company's initial foray into new media format. I expanded my digital presence by becoming Weymouth's first YouTube channel, providing unique local content. I also, in 2020, I participated as a storyteller at 10/9 Dorset, held at the Royal Manor Theatre in Portland. In 2020, I conducted interviews with local artists, including a notable interview with artist Paul Liggins, further promoting the talent. Throughout history, Zzipp Media has been dedicated to enhancing community media in Weymouth and the surrounding areas, continually adapting to new media trends and supporting local arts and culture, all for free. Thank you.